Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. We've had a bit of a break, but now we're back, and we'll just get into the game, I guess. The Sampdoria game. We just watched it. It was a good win. It was a hard win, but the conditions definitely impacted the way the game was played. And yeah, I don't know what are your thoughts on the game, guys?
Yeah,
So we would do,
I'm gonna say we pulled off a Ranieri win against Ranieri. It felt like one of those games that pretty much Ranieri and Capello are the only managers that would have been able to win this during the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Going into it, when I saw the conditions on the pitch, and I heard that Mancini got a small knock before, but that turned out to be nothing. But I didn't feel that optimistic because we know that Sampdoria is not easy to beat with Ranieri, even though they are like mid-table. But he always knows how to match up against Roma.
Yeah.
But this was first half was very bleak. Nothing really happened. I think it took a while to adjust to the pitch. Looked a bit more comfortable in the second. Created more. Rick got him.
We were much more direct in the second half, I felt.
Yeah, and it felt like in the first half we didn't get anything through the middle.
Yeah.
Which I felt like did way better in the second half. Pellegrini got involved a lot, which was good to see. Bit of an off game for Mkhitaryan, in my opinion. Feels like it's a bit divided there. Some people say it was man of the match. I think it wasn't one of his better games.
I don't know. I think you'd find if he scored or got an assist, we'd be raving about him. I don't know. I think given the conditions of the field, what he did to generate chances from nothing, when there were points in the game where I felt that up until maybe 50 minutes when Mkhitaryan was basically a one-man show up front. Pellegrini, like Jacob couldn't actually control a ball. He was having to beat players by himself.
I did think I was kind of annoyed with Mkhitaryan in the first half because he also lost the ball easily a couple of times. But this feels like this is what Mkhitaryan brings. He brings like average, but then he gets a goal or an assist or something. Like most of the time, he doesn't dominate the game like Pellegrini can do sometimes, or like Jaco can. He's pretty good most of the time, and then he brings the goals and assists, which is exactly what we need. So like I'm not complaining at all.
And then also he pretty much messed up two counters in the end, but after one of them he sprinted back in 89th minute to do a slide tackle on outside of our own box, which was very impressive.
Yeah.
To be able to do that after 90 minutes on those conditions as a attacker has had to challenge defenders pretty much isolated the entire game. That was great to see.
I thought overall for the whole team the mentality was great. The way we came out in the second half and just like the longer it went without us scoring, the more we were just pushing. It wasn't like we were pushing and then we saw that it didn't work and we lied down and just took the draw. No, we kept pushing, and then after the goal, we kept pressing them. We didn't just sit back.
It felt like it was like the 60th or 65th when it just went like this and they turned up and started generating chance after chance.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that is something that was happening in the end of last season. I don't know if you remember, well, we had a lot of talks where the first half always were kind of meh. Had some games where we went down. But in the second half, we recuperated very well and managed to get results.
Yeah.
But this season, I feel like it's been the second halves have been not that great. I think I saw a post on Instagram where it said we were like mid-table in the second half.
Yeah.
We were top 4 in the first half. So seeing an adjustment being made despite only making 3 subs, which is somewhat understandable, but it feels like it could be damaging in the long run. Because this was.
I expect him to rest most. Like I think there's a chance he'll treat Crotone like a Europa League game.
Hopefully, this is probably one of the most draining games they played this season, and 3 days from now it's Crotone, and then it's a short break, and then it's Inter. So it's.
I mean, yes, I see your point, but the issue is we don't have too many options. Like we had Cristante was brought on in like the 60th, 65th or something. But other than that, we had Mayoral, who could have probably been brought on earlier, sure. Then it was Carles Perez, and he really hasn't impressed. And a sub, like if you make a sub, it can really change the way the whole game is played.
Yeah,
so,
but I feel like there was really no excuse for him. I mean, it was even he could have even subbed Diawara for Veretout, because Veretout didn't have his best game. It was pretty mad game, like a 6 on the Pagelle. But it wouldn't been such big of a difference if Diawara was subbed on.
I mean, for me, Diawara clearly slept with his sister or something. Like, he has something against him. It's not possible.
Yeah, that being said, Cristante was very good when he came on.
Yeah, and he tackled the horrible referee because he was so bad. That was a highlight.
Well, the fact that there wasn't I don't understand that referee's entire first half, where he blows every single contact on the field. Probably blew his whistle about 100 times. Didn't give a penalty, and then you don't give extra time. And then you said to me, "Oh no, they might add at the end." They gave 3 minutes at the end of the match. Not that I'm not grateful for the best time for some to come back, but that's not correct refereeing. That guy wasted about 5 minutes on the field in the first half.
Yeah, exactly. No, like the rule is that the referee can choose if they want to have like added time at the end of the first half or at the end of the second, or all of that time at the end of the second half. But he didn't do, like, it should have been 5 minutes at the end of the second half then. It doesn't make sense. No, I agree. Horrible refereeing, honestly. Like when Candreva got a free kick for when he wasn't even
for that dive right in front of him with Veretout. I don't understand. Like, and it's also when you're standing right there. Come on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because that
was embarrassing.
Yeah, no, that was really bad. I mean, if we go look at player by player, because I think we more so. Well, I think if you guys don't mind, I'll just run through the match a little bit.
Can I just touch on something Seb said before, and then we can move on. You said that this was only like a Ranieri Capello win. Like, this is very true. Any other year, we would not have won this kind of game, and we've had a couple of those games. Like, I don't know.
This reminded me a lot of Atalanta. Remember when it was a few seasons ago when it was foggy and we equalized on the 93rd, where Strootman scored. This was like that, except the difference is we got the win.
Exactly.
And it also adds up that it's one of those games that are tough, where the mentality is important, and then it's the first game after Christmas break.
Yeah.
So it's two things that Roma has been unable to do in earlier seasons, and today, and you can tell on the players as well. Like every post that the obligatory we got to win post.
Yeah.
It was about the mentality and the group. They were clearly satisfied, and you could also see on the celebrations, Dzeko was going out of his mind. Karsdorp would look like Dzeko versus Milan, which is raw energy and relief from the players. Which
exactly.
Yeah, and I gotta say, this is a team where it's kind of a lot. There are some few divas. It's not like they celebrate wildly when they score. So this was
but it's very good to see. Fonseca's clearly done a good job with the group and created a good mentality here. But let's move on to the individual.
Well, what I wanted to do, if you don't mind, just before we do that, I think, because we didn't really go through the game. So first off was very, Sebe did say, but just it was a very. I mean, we talk about the pitch. The ball wasn't moving in some areas. It was raining so bad. It was honest. Like, part of me thought, surely you call this when the ball on the left hand side of the field where it wasn't moving and players were literally feet were sinking in water. I was thinking, geez, I don't know how they're going to finish this game.
Yeah.
But like you guys have said, it's an incredible win for Roma, because it's such a typical Roma points dropping performance,
Yeah.
So very impressive that they got it. But so it was players couldn't thread simple passes. Dzeko, Mkhitaryan, the ball was stopping when they tried to pass the ball. It was impossible. Touches were impossible. VR. Well, we won't speak about VR yet. Let's wait for individual performances. But ball was very sticky, and they moved it well. They moved it for about the first half. They held it, and I thought it was a case of we know what Sampdoria are going to do, so we're going to do a Barcelona almost. We're going to make them run. We're going to make them chase.
Exactly.
Then when it got to 60 minutes, as Sebe said, they started putting on the pressure big time. And I think that is I don't know if you guys remember how Uruguay played against Italy in the 2014 World Cup, where they literally defended for 70 minutes, and the last 20 minutes they went animal and they got the goal. That's exactly what we did against Sampdoria, which was a nice change where we actually conserved our energy to get the result in the end, unlike Atalanta, where we push so hard for 30 minutes, only get one goal, and then we lose in the end, you know? So
it was a very smart game plan. And
also unlike Fonseca, tends to lose the tactical balance because he'll try too hard to think, oh no, I need to match this guy tactically, and then he'll like overthink things.
Exactly.
So it's nice to see it actually worked out for him.
And it's a case of not be. A lot of times you play down to your opponent when they're not on your level, squad-wise.
Especially Roma.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, we have to break through this defense by just spamming long balls into Dzeko, and he will do what he do. But no, they made Sampdoria change their way because they had to, instead of being just compact, they tried to stretch it out to the wing backs, which we've been very good at this season. Unfortunately, we had Bruno's crosses on the left side, which don't result in much. But it makes the players fun. And then we had Karsdorp bossing Augello on his side, so there were plenty of chances because going through the middle wasn't really an option.
Especially with the pitch as wet as it was and the ball as slippery as it was, and Karsdorp, eventually paid off. Karsdorp goes down the line and finds Dzeko at the near post, and Karsdorp he had another cross in the game where put it across and the keeper got a hand to it, but to be able to deliver that ball in such a killer fashion every single time, it's such you can't let the guy get space because he'll kill you.
And with the power he has on the cross too. It's not like a Spinazzola cross that always very accurate but no power. No, he has full power on it.
And
you just need to touch it to score.
I just love the set of wingbacks with Spinazzola and Karsdorp because even though they are so impressive offensively, they still put in a pretty damn good shift defensively. You saw Karsdorp just completely isolated. He just Augello was like 2 meters behind him running through, and he just caught up. It was like Ibanez against Gervinho versus Parma.
Yeah, he's a and what I love the most is despite his fitness issues throughout his career, 90th minute he's running harder than everyone, fighting harder than everyone. That's amazing. I love that from a player. He wants.
And this is something I want to. This is also something that we need to give credit. I tweeted about this, but that we need to give credit to this fitness team because there is a huge difference. Like 2 years ago, Spinazzola got injured all the time. Karsdorp got injured all the time. We had lots of players who like constantly got injured. These players are staying fit now, and we don't have like when you look at the injury lists, we have like the average of the rest of the Serie A teams. Before, we always had much more injuries than everyone else.
Last season in October, we had an entire starting 11 out with injuries. Now it's Zaniolo and minor injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't had any like 2-3 month injuries. It's been like 2-3 weeks tops.
Exactly, and they're not. It's not constantly muscle injuries the same way that it used to be. So clearly they've done a very good work. Hats off to them.
Yeah, and this is in spite having played 7 games a month now for almost half a year.
An even tougher schedule than it usually is.
We do have it kind of lucky because I think we only have 1 away game this entire month, and
that's good.
The rest is all home games. So it would probably be easier to recover from games than having to travel across the country when it's a 3-day break between games.
Yeah. All right. Should we get into the individual ratings? I think Sasha should start us off. He seemed.
Well, not necessarily. I don't know. I'm not really gonna rate, but I just want to speak about performances more.
Yeah.
Paul Lopez, I think, didn't have too much to do. Had a few shaky clearances, but I think he did have a fantastic save.
Oh yeah, Kandreva.
Against long shot from Kandreva, very good save. And I think it's a time for Paul Lopez now. The next 3 games, if he can have 3 good games, it can change his future. And if he has another poor game in that time, he could be gone in the next few weeks. So it was good to see him play well today. When he played, not that he faced many shots, but he did what he had to do. And hopefully he can build on the performance.
I also see a big difference in how he comes off his line. He stays much higher up.
I like that a lot more.
Like there was a couple of moments when I was like, Quagliarella is going to score here because he's through on goal. But then Paul Lopez was there. With Mirante, we don't have that. Like to a certain extent, but not.
And we didn't have that with Paul Lopez either. That's something he started doing more.
True.
And the build-up play with Pau was very different as well. I mean, he gives it's much more calming to having him starting.
He's much calmer with the ball. He doesn't stress as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't complain anything about his performance.
And I liked his match today. Hopefully he can build on it. He tends to have a match like this and then fuck up badly. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Do you think
exactly
against Crotone as well, or is
no? He will start. He will start.
Yeah, surely. After this performance, you can't bench him.
Yeah. Centre backs.
The entire back 3 were rock solid today. Especially Smalling, he won every header.
Please, and he almost scored one of the greatest headers I've ever seen in my life. Diving backwards, he hits the crossbar. Oh, the audacity of that header! If he had scored that, oh my goodness!
What a guy!
I was screaming when that didn't go in. I was like, how the fuck? How the fuck didn't it go in?
And the guy pushed him like with a straight arm.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Smalling is just a beast, an athlete.
Great to see him back to where he was last season.
Yeah. These games are just.
I think Mancini took a bit. He tried to get offensive a bit too much. I remember.
I actually didn't quite like Mancini on the ball today. I thought he was very one-dimensional in his passing.
Yeah. There
didn't really look for anything.
There was this one time when he was in right back position and Karsdorp was in the box, and the entire attack just stood still with him being there, and nothing happened.
But you know what the issue is there, though?
Putting his body in between them and letting Vertu take the ball out is that. Yeah.
So
but also the issue with like a team like Sampdoria, they put so many men behind the ball. If he doesn't move up there, then we have like 3 players at the halfway line, and then it's impossible to break them down because then they have a numerical advantage everywhere.
And
Sampdoria's defensive structure was actually very impressive.
It's always very impressive.
We did lose out on those sensual Ibanez long passes because he just wasn't able to hit them today because of the ground and everything. And that is also a very good way to start an attack. We saw it against Cagliari with the ball to Karsdorp that then became an assist.
Yeah.
So I think that hurt a little bit too. But he still felt very calm on the ball. Had a few of his trademark moments where he just dribbled out of a tough situation.
I've never seen a centre back that has feet as fast as this guy.
He almost scored a solo goal in the 90th.
Yeah, he almost went Van Dijk.
He was on the other side as well. He played as a left centre back and came from the right wing in the 90th minute. I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah. Imagine if he would have crossed that or something for a Mayoral goal.
Yeah, he is a spectacle, Ibanez.
Yeah, but both teams had very well structured defenses. I think Sampdoria's
for sure
had to resist, but I think Roma's was good because they prevented.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think any of the defenders could have defended anything differently. There was this one chance from Torsby where I can't remember who lost marking, but someone lost marking off him.
Yeah, the free header.
Yeah, exactly. But to be honest, it wasn't that big. It's very hard to score from that with a header.
The thing is that it's mostly we have a lot of games where we defend like this and then concede from that chance.
Yeah, true.
Today wasn't one of those days, which is very lucky. Very solid performance.
Overall, very solid. Did you see, by the way, when Ibanez fake to tackle like he faked doing a tackle on Quagliarella. Quagliarella tried to dribble and he just stood there, ran off with the ball. I was just like, this guy even dribbles off a player while not having the ball. Honestly, what is this?
Just built
But
it.
he's just like someone like Quagliarella. He's just athletically on another level.
Yeah.
So it's. Should we speak about the wingbacks next?
Yeah, I think so. Perez. Should we even speak about Perez? Because that was embarrassing.
Yeah, it's just a Perez performance.
Our wingbacks are really the beauty and the beast today.
Yeah, Karsdorp was his ability to play a simple, like when you're keeping the ball, he knows when to pass it back, knows when to push, he knows when to. What I love the most about his cross, Spinazzola passes that to Mkhitaryan or Dzeko. Rick hits that in with pace, so Dzeko can just finish it instead of Dzeko then having to control it and try and turn a defender.
And he has very good technique, because they, instead of just, they curl perfectly to the attacker, so it comes right in front of them, not that they have to throw themselves at the goal.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's got an incredible cross, and he played a few fantastic cutback passes to the edge of the box. That players were picking up.
Was he the one that played the ball to Pellegrini when he had the long shot with the left foot? Very good then.
He seems to have quite a high IQ in terms of football. Karsdorp
played under Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, he would have had 10 assists by now.
Yeah. He already has 4, by the way, which is very high for a wing back.
Yeah.
And I think he might have 5 in all competitions.
Yeah, and he should have. He was a very bad one against Cagliari, so it didn't count. We counted. Counted.
But I really, Karsdorp, I think I actually like that there was a 4 million offer for Soppy, because the way Karsdorp is playing, is it worth investing 15 in a Frimpong?
Yeah.
Because
Agreed.
this guy's like, is Frimpong going to come in and create chances like he's creating? I don't know. I don't know much about the player. I've heard he's very good, but Karsdorp seems to have the physique. You may be skillful, but Serie A players are bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
So Karsdorp is physically and like his package is complete. Bringing in someone who's better in other areas may not be overall as effective as he is. Is Frimpong going to be able to defend some of the players Karsdorp can defend because he's physically strong enough?
And just imagine, because still I think Karsdorp has some issues like one-on-one defending. We've seen it a couple of times.
He got quite badly today.
Huh?
He got Meg today.
Yeah, true. But overall today he was good. I think it was versus Cagliari or someone that he got very easily dribble past. He then recovered because of his speed, but like he can't recover every time. Like he couldn't recover versus Liao. So, but imagine if he just if he can keep working on that, he can become so good.
He looks like a very good project.
And he still has time. He's 25.
Huh?
He's 25. He has time.
Exactly. And it's impressive. His pace is so impressive considering all the injuries. I thought he would have lost some of his pace, but clearly he's rapid still.
He went from
he's very fast.
He went from feeling like kind of an Antonucci personality where he didn't really care that much,
to
looking like the guy to being the guy that makes sprints to catching up his defenders in the 93rd minute.
Yeah, exactly.
In the last 2 games, he's made the difference.
Yeah,
he really has.
Huge. When last did Florenzi do that?
No, honestly, true.
But besides when he got called Spider-Man, that's probably the only time.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Then the sentiments. VR. What more can we even say about this guy? He's one flaw to his game. Now it looks like one of his strengths.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how you can be that adaptable and he's just an incredible talent. I think, honestly, Pedro fit or not, he needs to start. He's too good. He's honestly just too good.
Villar went from looking like, he still looks like a little boy, but he went from playing from a little boy to going into tackles with Torsby and Jankto. Like what?
Let's not forget.
The skill he has winning the ball is just.
let's not forget that he's still working on his physique. He's like he said quite recently that he's working, like he needs to improve his physique and become stronger.
He's such
if he could build out like because he is quite tall.
Yeah.
If he could build out like a Zaniolo, he could actually become unstoppable.
Yeah. No, seriously, if he just adds a little bit.
But
His defending is still at times shaky, but it's improved so much in just 6 months.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't watch enough Spanish footballers, but like I don't know if it's standard to be that good when like to take the ball and pull it behind your back during a tackle and then cook it another 2 oaks in the span of half a second. If that's
inside your own penalty box.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because that just I've never seen someone who can do that at Roma. Honestly,
every time he gets the ball, he just comes out with it. No matter if like 3 guys are pressing
ridiculous. Like you can literally kick him the ball in between 3 guys, and somehow he'll just if he doesn't run away with the ball, it's a free kick.
By the way,
exactly.
In the Serie A, he has a ridiculous 93% dribble success rate.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Yeah, no, and it's like he can control your mind because a guy he's not dribbling at speed. He's just walking towards the guy, and for some reason, do you know what it is though? This is a really random reference, but in this anime, it's a sports anime. There's this guy a basketball player whose his thing is he can see like a second ahead in time.
Yeah.
So if you're going to block his pass, he can see you blocking and change where he passes. And that's almost how Viard plays. Like no matter how close you think you're going to get to his dribble or his pass, he just moves 1 centimeter more than you thought he would, and he's gone every time.
No, but it's that flamenco upbringing. Like he has the body movement. He just does a little body movement and you're off. And he just
I don't know. I've never quite seen someone. I mean, honestly, the only other guys, maybe someone like an Isco.
Villar is actually an airbender.
True.
But yeah, I mean, it's an Iniesta, it's a Xavi. That the way he dribbles out of tight spaces, it's not an exaggeration. I mean, this guy puts Pjanic, like Pjanic is nothing compared to him.
And he managed to do that when he had like puddles like this high on the pitch.
Yeah,
this is something like he controls. He played like a normal game today. It's what? How?
It doesn't make sense.
This wasn't a normal game. You should be affected by the rain. Why aren't you?
And there was another thing though. Dzeko missed a sitter of a header.
Yeah.
Of Pellegrini shot. Sorry, I just thought of that because Viard also played a ball in.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dzeko, you need to score that header.
Honestly.
Although he made up for it, no question. But yeah, sorry, I was distracted. But yeah, Viard, there's nothing like. If we're trying to speak value, is it even too early to try come up with a number at this stage?
Honestly, I don't know what. I wouldn't accept an offer of anything less than 50.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I don't see why.
Because I feel like
I don't see why we should. Yeah,
exactly. His ceiling is so high. We don't know how much.
Exactly. I mean, just to clear, we're not calling him a 50 million caliber player.
No.
50 million investment. Like if someone invests 50 million in him, it wouldn't be crazy.
No.
Like and the stats don't lie. He has what, a 95% pass accuracy, 92% dribble success. There's like, I know, very small sample size, but it's still, bring me another player who in his first 10 games has these stats.
Yeah.
Like that's just unheard of.
It's ridiculous.
And it's not like Pastore coming back and having 2 games. This is the guys. Imagine when this guy's a Serie A veteran. Will he just have 100% dribble and pass?
Yeah, like this guy's 22.
Yeah.
He's
surely you start badly.
He's a very frail frame as well.
Yeah.
We could both help him and set him back because it surely helps him to get out of tight spaces. But when it comes to keeping his balance and being able to sustain the ball during tackles.
I was thinking about that, but geez, the way he was winning the ball back in the last 2 games, he looks strong.
Yeah.
He doesn't look He looks like one of those. He looks like a like you know how like a Kante is. Well, he doesn't look, but his body is hard.
Yeah. I'm not like he doesn't need to go Goretzka and become become Hulk's dad. He just needs to have core strength to keep his feet.
Exactly.
He really looks. I mean, maybe one day going forward, you're looking at him, Pellegrini, and Zaniolo in a midfield. I mean, you have Zaniolo attacking. You know, you start looking at things like that. He should be put, in my opinion, I'd almost put him with those two as untouchable and the future of the club at the moment because he's that good. Like this guy is better than like with all due respect to Diawara. What he did today in the last game is better than what Diawara ever did at his best.
You should probably expect Villar in the Euro 2021, at least in the squad.
Yeah.
Jeez, I hope so. I hope so for him. That would, and I think Karsdorp.
Yeah, sure. Surely Karsdorp has to be in the Euro 2020.
I don't know. Apparently Dumfries is pretty good. That's what I've heard.
Okay, but like Karsdorp has, if he gets 8 to 10 assists, you can't leave him out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't care what Dumfries is doing. Surely these performances in Serie A, like we've seen what they say about defenders in Holland.
Yeah. No, seriously. But yeah,
very
average game, I'd say.
Yeah, not much to talk about for him. He did run a lot. He did his part. He ran
but this is not a Veretout game. Simple as that. He isn't
6 on the Pagelle. Like
exactly. Like he doesn't have a bad game, but he
doesn't have the quality to make a difference in the tight spaces that is required in this type of game.
And I feel like this is a bit of an issue with Veretout. Like we need this kind of player, but he just doesn't have the technique. And I've said this: the marking isn't there. He loses his player too often.
But there's one thing that Veretout does that I don't think any of our midfielders does nearly as good, and that's switching sides. We always try to find the wing back on the other side if he sees him open. Pellegrini doesn't do it.
I think Viard is there with him, honestly.
He doesn't do it as much, but he probably sees it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I do agree with Seb on this one.
I don't. There was one thing. Sorry, I just wanted to add. The one thing I really liked today was they were attacking us at one stage, and for the first time in maybe 4 years, we actually had 2 midfielders positioned in front of the defense, both fucking doing their jobs, instead of one there and the other one still pressing the defender or some shit. Like Viard, he just knows. He's just a genius.
Yeah,
he's just a football genius. He can just, if he needs to add something to his game, he just does it because it's not hard for him to learn.
It's not long for him to do it either.
Seriously.
Pardon?
So in a month we're gonna see him banging the long shots.
We will. He was banging them at Alche. Why can't he? He can do everything else.
Yeah.
Why won't he? You know.
But this is what's so good. He doesn't need to score because he like obviously it would be a good thing, but we don't need his goals. He can go a full season without a single goal or assist, and I would still class it as a very good season.
Have you ever seen Frankie de Jong do that shit that he was doing today?
I don't think I haven't watched much, but
while falling over. I've never seen him do that. I don't like this guy is like if Arturo is actually what Arturo is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I would love to see Villar somehow learn to be a good free kick taker, because when Pellegrini steps up, he shoots and it looks like he just doesn't even believe it's going in.
To be fair,
I was about to say that. He doesn't believe he'll score.
So like he's shooting as a courtesy.
Today I thought his set pieces looked better. The corners were quite good.
No. Don't get us wrong. His set pieces were good. It's the shooting on goal. Shooting on goal.
But even he had a free kick that was it wasn't in the ball, sure, but it was quite close.
Conte, I need to understand. How can you shoot a free kick that you're placing? You're not whacking it. You're placing it.
Yeah.
And you can't get it over the wall. That's really, you're placing it. Sure, if it doesn't end up having the power to beat the keeper, at least you got it on target. Hit it hard. If you're hitting it hard and you hit the wall, fine. What the hell? That's like chipping it onto the wall.
we definitely need a new free kick taker. But
almost like Pellegrini says, "Fine, I'll do it, but don't expect a goal or anything."
Yeah, true. No, true, 100%.
So I mean, Pellegrini, Mkhitaryan, we kind of already spoke. Pellegrini had a stunner of a game on the stat sheet with 7 key passes. But no, I think he was very good. I think he played that role well. I think if you look at the way he releases the fullback, like someone like Karsdorp, who can just put in a killer ball every time he has space, being released over and over again by Pellegrini. It's a match made in heaven. When you compare it to Bruno Perez, and it's like, oh, great, Bruno Perez gets down and then he like chips a ball to their centre back just over and over again. It's such a huge difference.
And Pellegrini really, he really put in that hard work. It felt like he was running like Veretout the entire game.
Yeah,
he is game by game, he's growing into the responsibility of, I am now key to Roma getting 3 points, and I need to deliver every week. There's no more Nangolan De Rossi to save my ass if I can't pull up my thoughts, you know.
And this is so like this kind of performance is exactly what we need, because now we can start Villar. Because before I felt like Pellegrini was still better because he was more direct in the midfield and he was a bit better defensively. But if Pellegrini can also play in the attacking midfielder role, because I was kind of worried about that. But if he can do this game in, game out, then Villar has to start, and then we have a much, much better team.
Honestly, I don't see Pellegrini runs more than Veretout.
Yeah.
Pellegrini seems to be a better tackler than Veretout, at least on par. Why not just fucking go Pellegrini Villar as our in big games?
And I love
as our best midfield.
Yeah.
Pellegrini was the player with the most shots this entire game. I loved seeing it. Yeah, like
they are just technically better than Veretout, and I think Pellegrini is more complete than Veretout.
Yeah,
because he brings everything you can bring, and he's slightly better defensively, and he is more creative.
I agree, but I think that what Veretout brings is the counterattacks. I feel like both Pellegrini and Villar, they don't run like, I don't know what it is.
I'm going to cut you off right there, because I think with Pellegrini and Veretout, with Pellegrini and Villar, you have players that you can then move into a possession-based style of football, because they are that good on the ball.
But the thing is that I'm worried about Pellegrini replacing Veretout when it's time for a counterattack. But I feel like Pellegrini doesn't have the patience, because he will just look to make the key pass instantly, while Veretout can find the player that can make the key pass.
Yeah. But we do have Villar who can do that. The Veretout thing you said.
Veretout passes out to Mkhitaryan, who finds Dzeko, instead of Pellegrini trying to find the space of that's this wide to Dzeko. Yeah.
Look, I don't know. I think Pellegrini is much better. I don't know. That's just my.
No, I agree. I'm with you, Sasha. I think I've been saying this for a while. I want Veretout to be benched. He's not a bad player, but he's just not what we need. Like, he's not quite good enough.
I'm very happy with him in the squad. Don't get me wrong.
No, exactly.
I think it's a thing of Pellegrini. Pellegrini maybe will. No, but I do think he is great at playing those counter-attacking balls. Maybe where Veretout adds more than him is he won't make that run from midfield quite as often as Veretout does. Run with the ball, etc. But I don't know. I think I do think he could do it and be better than Veretout. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I agree overall. See it and then I'll realize why Veretout is better. But for now, I don't know.
But right now,
they just seem to bring more.
I feel like I'm very happy with Pellegrini's step up in this position, because I feel like we have lack there. I think we all feel that Pedro just isn't starter quality. He's good backup, but he can't start for a team like Roma.
Having Pellegrini up there when Pedro is healthy gives at least some alternatives off the bench. It's not just Borja and Carles. You can bring in Pedro and Borja and Carles.
Exactly.
Because now it's okay. We want Fonseca to make subs because he's kind of been lacking the ability to make subs at the right time. That's mainly due to options. I mean, sure, he has some central midfielders, not needed. He has defenders, not needed. I mean, it's in the front three where subs, because they're probably the most probably the players that get tired the easiest, because one, they have to press, two, they're old as fuck. So replacing them and injecting new energy in the attacks as well. It's not just about them being tired. So
exactly, and a game can easily, especially a game like this, can be like you just go on like it's just all on automatic, and then with getting a new player in, maybe that can inject a new spark or like new creativity.
Exactly.
So, but we don't have that right now, unfortunately.
I think finishing off with Dzeko, shocker of a match, absolutely ridiculous goal. Thank you, Capitano. Thank you.
Brilliant goal.
Decider.
Awful game.
He's turning out. He had a poacher game. He's usually a hold-up player. He turned into a poacher.
Yep.
But what a finish! What a finish!
Yeah.
What a fantastic finish!
I was sure that was an own goal. I was 100% sure, because that's not a finish the striker usually makes. It's usually like the defender tries to block and it accidentally scores. But
no, but Dzeko is just so clever. He's so clever. Like, where he's a great finisher, he's not a consistent finisher.
No.
He's not an efficient finisher. But where I say he's a great finisher, he has the ability to score some incredible goals.
Yeah.
Truly incredible goals that other players just simply don't have the ability to do.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Like Sampdoria last year. His volleys. Both of them. Very, very good finishes.
And fuck Sampdoria. I just want to say that. I understand it's Ranieri, but fuck Sampdoria. You're going to come and actually just do that shit for 90 minutes. Fuck you. I'm actually sad we didn't win 5-0 just to humiliate you guys. Because it's actually disgusting. I can't stand that. I actually can't stand a team that will go there and fucking fall over the floor for 90 minutes.
They turned into Brexit teams.
True. So accurate.
Mozzarella Burnley.
Honestly, it was actually embarrassing. Like, yeah, if Roma didn't win, you would have actually destroyed my day with that performance.
No, I agree.
Disgusting. And the fact that the ref allows it and allows them to play like that is just a joke. It should be a thing of, listen, ref. You say to the ref, listen, if a team is intentionally trying to kill the game by diving, start blowing a more lenient game.
Yeah.
To make them stop that behavior, because I don't know why you would want to reward it.
No.
Like, no one wants, like, at the end of the day, no one wants that shit. No one. It's
like, too many fouls also ruins the tempo of the game.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, fans don't want to watch that.
The first half felt like it was 2 hours long.
Yeah. But I'm sure he will get a lot of shit for that. I'm sure the refs association will be like, you ruined the game. This becomes boring. People won't watch.
And I understand that Sampdoria needed play whatever way they need to play to get results. But when someone is diving, you cannot blow a foul. It's I understand if they are playing in a way that now Roma are fouling them a lot and they want the free kicks, fine. But you cannot let them dive, ref, and blow. Come on. Surely at halftime they say, listen, you called 3 or 4 of those that were dives. You need to keep an eye out for that. And then it stops.
We all know Candreva taught them for like a week how to do this.
And I was nervous at the end of the game because Quagliarella and Candreva, Chana, they just works that know how to do it, you know.
Yeah.
But great win. And Mattia Destro strikes again. Fantastic. What's happening with Juve right now? Sorry, guys. I know we're recording, but might as well just check.
Yeah.
Game.
What's this? Do you know?
Very annoying that Milan keep winning, but
Ronaldo scored after De Paul got a goal cancelled.
Oh.
So I know.
All right. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, whatever. Like, even if you will lose or win now, we can see that this is not a good Juve.
It's a very bad Juve.
Yeah.
Agreed. But yeah, I think we can call it, guys. No.
Yeah, I think this is the end of the episode. Thank you everyone for watching.
We may try and record like more like on the evening of every game if we can.
Exactly. It's better like this, more fresh. Have the game fresher in your mind. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. After the Inter game, I'm guessing. No, wait, the Spezia game.
Crotone, where is your brain, man?
But that's yeah. No, I was thinking that it's very soon, but I guess we'll do.
We'll see. We'll see. Anyway,
I was just thinking about because we didn't do with the Europa League, but that's Europa League. Whatever. We'll see you guys after the Crotone game. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Cheers. Cheers.